What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll share with you guys again what is my weekly outlook for Bitcoin. And hopefully you guys took my warning in my last video. I warned you guys that a big crash for Bitcoin is coming because it broken the rising wedge, and it really did happen. It fell all the way down to the 21k regions. Huge drop from 25k to 25k. Very huge drop. So hopefully you guys took the warning, and if you bought the lows around here, hopefully you took some profits at the 25k regions. All right, let's get to the video. Okay, let's get straight to it. The last weekly candle closed super bearish and with a huge red candle, meaning that the overall bear trend is still intact. This huge red engulfing candle basically engulfed 1, 2, 3, 4 weekly candles in just 1 week. This shows a lot of strength for the bears, and now remember the overall trend, as I mentioned many times, it's still bearish, and therefore the bullish moves will be definitely smaller compared to the bearish. I want to re-emphasize that the last weekly candle basically engulfed the last 4 bullish weeks, and this shows a lot of strength for the bears. So now we lean back to the bearish side again. So regarding what's my trading strategy right now, I'm just looking for retracements and then shorting. Retracements, shorting. So just look for shorts right now. Okay, so let's bring back my key levels. Alright. Okay, as you can see, we are still overall in this huge trend, this ranging trend. And I'm pretty sure we are going to break it very soon. So I'm expecting right now a retracement a little bit from the huge sell-off last week, and then we finally break this ranging trend to the downside. Okay, so as I mentioned in my Discord and my Twitter, I am right now leaning to the bearish side. So again, looking for retracements, shorting. Retracements, shorting. So right now, let me share with you guys my levels of where I think I want to short at. Moving to the daily chart, I've used the Fibonacci tool from the top to the bottom, and right at the 0.5 retracement levels, which usually price tends to do that. Once it makes a move, it will normally retrace to the 0.5 regions, and that is exactly at the key level around the 22,760 levels. So that is my first level where I think I will be shorting at. I will probably see how it reacts. If it fakes out, let's see drawing. If it fakes out a little bit, comes back down, test the resistance, and then we start going back down, I'll probably take the short over here. Okay, so we'll see what happens. The next area that I want to short at is at around, let's see, next level will be around the 23k 400 regions, because that was previous tops and it held support for pretty much the last 3 weeks pretty well. Okay, so that's the next level I want to short at, 23,400. And the last level, let's say if it comes back above 23,860, I wouldn't look to short that yet, because there is a small chance that Bitcoin goes back up again to retest the top of the ranging trend. Okay, and it also means that it wants to retest this ascending bull trend line that it recently broke off, and it could mean that you want to retest that plus it wants to retest the overall bearish trend line as well. So 3 trend lines converging at once is a very good point to short at this area. Let's say if Bitcoin really wants to come back up to these regions, that I would say would be the top. But this to happen needs to break above 23,860 levels first to basically make this whole downtrend move invalid, I would say. So watch these levels. Let me reiterate. The levels to watch is firstly 23k levels, then the 23,400 levels. Okay, these two areas for shorts. 23,860. If it goes above, then stay away from shorts for now, and then look to short at 25,700 levels with the confluence of 3 trend lines at the same areas. And also during the weekends, I actually shared in my group that I took a long. I'm playing the retracement game. I longed firstly at this level on Saturday, about 21k 100 regions. It came back down to form a double bottom, which I actually caught in my Discord. And so I actually took a second long over here, added to my position, and therefore my average is about 21,950 regions, I would say. Yeah, now I'm still in the long, expecting price to retrace at least back to 25,500 to 22,700s. Yep, so still in this long, I shared in my Discord, so if you haven't, do join my Discord. I have the link down in my video below. Alright, so that's mainly about it. Nothing much to talk about since the down move already happened. Hopefully you guys hit my warning last week when I shared my video. It was still at around the 24k regions, so you still had plenty of time to react at that area. So as I mentioned many times, do not FOMO whenever there's a huge pump or huge dump like this. Wait for your entries. Be patient. I'm pretty sure a retracement will happen soon, so if you haven't shorted yet or anything, there is still time. Okay? I personally haven't took the shot yet because I was being careful whether there are any fake rallies whatsoever. So now that Bitcoin has confirmed the down move, then we just wait for retracements and then we short the retracement. Simple as that. Okay, so in trading, don't overtrade, don't FOMO, have set out plans, and yeah, manage your risk and you should be alright. Okay, so that's roughly all for Bitcoin. Let's just briefly talk about Ethereum because basically the candles are way nicer to talk about. You can see it's a very nice chart where it broke out of the range very nicely. You retest the trend lines, the 21, 34 EMA bounced up, formed higher highs, higher lows super nicely, and briefly hit a local top of about 2015 levels. Now it retraced all the way back down to around the 1500 regions. So same thing as Bitcoin, I expect a retracement soon. I've drawn the Fibonacci chart from the top to the bottom. Probably you'll hit around the 1800 levels again. That's the area where I wanted to short. Okay, second area to short is the previous range levels, which is at around 1920s. So if it hits this area, I'm looking to short again. And last place to short, let's say it wants to go up and test the highs again, blah blah blah. Maybe come up a little bit, then test the trend line and start coming down, retest, then that's my short entry again. So if it hits that area, it's the best place to short because it potentially forms a double top, which is a reversal pattern to the downside. And there we go. We should head all the way back down to the range lows. And once it confirms that it breaks this bullish trend line, then bam, we should hit to the lows and even lower to new lows at. And my overall target is still around 600 to 700 region for Ethereum. Alright, last one I want to cover is Solana. Okay, Solana's price action is not much to talk about. Solana doesn't really have a nice chart to talk about. It basically broke out the range a little bit, tested up, down, up, down. Similar to Bitcoin, it didn't have very nice trending charts. Okay, it's mostly ranging and it finally broke out of this, similar to Bitcoin, the rising wedge. So I'm looking for a retracement to the regions, at least to the 38.5 regions first. Okay, if it resists around here, you can take a shot over here. Second shot entry will be 41.165 levels because it's a key level. Price has been resisted at around these areas or the 42.20s. These two areas, these two regions is a very good short opportunity. So watch these levels for this week. I expect a retracement for the first 2-3 days. I don't know when it's going to start going back down again, but the downtrend is coming back, so we play to the downside. And remember, when we trade with the trend, we will expect huge moves, okay? Especially when the macro is bearish. So definitely the bearish moves will be huge. Like this kinds, the weekly candle are huge, okay? And now when we start to see the weekly candle for last week, it's another huge one, engulfing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weekly candles in a row. Okay, so this shows bears have strength similar to Bitcoin, etc., and expect more bearish moves and huge moves to the downside. And we should see new lows very soon. And my target for Solana, again, $19 to $22 regions. Alright, hope this video helps you guys out in your trading. And as always, the markets are always here, but your capital may not. Peace.